to the Big Motor Small Blade podcast. My name is Buddy Pulley, joined, of course, by my co-host, Lee Carstorp. Wait, no, this is the wrong show.
Wrong show.
Dude, I'm so fucking tired, and I really, maybe it's a sign. I don't want to talk about this race this week. I'm joined by Seth Dolby, and, of course, Peter Schroeder from TSJ Sports. Hi, Gary, or whatever the fuck we do now.
Hi, Gary.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing?
Well, I just got mistaken for Chase Folsom, and
I'm dearly sorry.
I've been mistaken for worse things, I think. So
really,
off to a good start. Yeah, believe it or not.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. No, Chuck sent me a picture of the four of us walking by from Wilkesboro, and I zoomed in. I looked so mad, and I was just like,
"Yeah, you got resting face, and then
I was
other
like,
people have resting Seth face." Yeah.
I was just like, Chuck, why do I look so pissed? Or is that just my face? And he says, yeah, that's just your face.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
damn. But
yep. How you doing, Peter?
Pretty good. It felt admittedly a bit weird to not be on the road for a weekend, but you'll have that when they race a couple time zones away. So felt nice in a good way, or nice to be watching a race on my couch for once.
Wow. So Peter just told us he's lazy and he won't travel 2 time zones away to go watch it. Right? Okay.
Well, I will in a couple weeks. It's not for this one.
I'm about to say he goes to Phoenix.
Well, hell, we went to Phoenix
once.
You know who else is going to Phoenix?
Oh, the guy I said would go to Phoenix?
Fuck you, dude. I'm so sick of this. Not even Joey Logano. Ryan Blaney can kiss my ass. Ryan Blaney can kiss my bare ass. Fuck him, dude. I'm so mad. Like, fuck, I don't even give a shit that Joey's in the Final Four. I do give a shit. That sucks. That's terrible. But, God, these past 2 weeks have been absolute hell.
Well, I don't know. I'm really glad the 550 package is still around. It adds so much to the racing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. What do you want me to say? That was the 550 package. That's all that was. That's all it's been for the past year and a half. Everyone got it dialed in, and guess what? It's just a 550 package. Somewhat better than it was, but it's just a 550 package. And everyone gawks over it constantly. Like it's the greatest thing ever invented. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. What do you think,
Peter?
I think it's marginally better than the peak 550 package was, but yes, there has been a noticeable downturn since everyone got their hands around this rules package. And I think it's more than enough time has passed for some sort of change. I'm not calling for radical change, but some change ideally before next year, but I don't know if that will or won't happen.
I mean, yeah, I think it was Kevin Harvick that said you have to keep changing or else these teams are going to get it all dialed in.
Right.
But I mean, I thought it was a fine race until the last 3 laps.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was fine.
Winners sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
And to be fair, I feel like Vegas has been the worst mile and a half.
I think so.
I
said
think
as much.
Yeah. But more about me.
Other than Texas,
I was screaming at the TV yesterday. I was sitting there. I was like, "This is bullshit." Like dude. I called Roger Penske every name in the book there for a minute. Like, if you're Ryan Blaney, I mean, I get it. You want to be a company man. But do you really want to race Joey Logano in the Final Four?
My question is, do you really want to put yourself in a bigger hole? Because, like, he was...
Exactly! He was fucking moron!
He was within reasonable ability to point his way in until Joey won the race, and suddenly he's, 47 back?
Mm-hmm.
That's short-sighted. I don't care about being a company man in that moment. That is really short-sighted. If Joey goes up, wins the race on his own, fine. You're
And
not
he
going to make
wasn't
you're not going to make a stink about it. I mean, he
he
probably
wasn't going to.
He
He
wasn't
was
going
not
to.
going he was not gonna get to Daniel.
Yeah,
Like
and
Daniel had a 2-second lead.
yeah, it was
And
going
then
to be
Ryan
Daniel
Blaney
or the
got
20. But
Daniel got behind it. Well, Bell wouldn't have gotten to Daniel because he would have
yeah.
had to fight Joey. Dude, I can't.
Well, yeah, if Bell hadn't gotten to that gaggle of cars, and again, I will not understand why lap down cars. I know every car, like I think Barry was like on the lead lap, but 3 of 4 of those cars were a lap down, just gaggled up for no reason. Like, dudes, move. Get single file for a lap. Let the guy go through. It's stupid. I can't stand that shit. Oh, they're just racing hard, man. Dude, there's 5 laps to go. Move. Show
So
a
I was
little bit of
listening to
courtesy. Sorry.
No, all good. I was listening to Race Control in both races, Xfinity and Cup this weekend, and at one point in the closing laps Saturday night, the officials came on and said, "If you're a lap down car, move out of the way. Don't ruin this race." And it just befuddles me that the same message was not displayed on Sunday when so much more was at stake, and you really had a very similar battle shaping up.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's perfectly put. That's, yeah, I don't understand it either. Makes 0 sense. Because, I mean, they ruined it. They ruined what was going to be an exciting finish, ultimately, with Bell trying to get there. And, I mean, 3 laps to go, they're sitting there hyping it up. I'm like, he's too far back. He's not going to get there. It's over already.
I was personally a big fan of the lap cars. I was big fan of the lap cars.
Yeah, until the 12.
Yeah, well, I was a big fan of most of the lap cars. Ryan Blaney again can kiss my bare ass. Fuck him, dude.
The problem is, see, the thing is didn't Penske do this last year too?
No, it's 23-11.
Oh, 23-11. Was it this year at Vegas?
I don't know if
it was
Vegas. Yeah, it was at Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I know Ganassi did it with when Kurt Busch won Atlanta, but I think you're right I think Bubba did push Vegas or Reddick Vegas in March.
Ross was blocking Kyle Busch, was he not, though?
Yeah. Yes, he was. So it wasn't. I mean, I remember Kurt calling it shake and bake, but it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah. Look, I don't like it. I don't think there should be like a rule against it. It's whatever, but it's just it pissed me off in the moment, and then like you said, looking back on it, it's like, why would you do that? Like, what? Like, champion Ryan Blaney. It's like the same. It's the same fucking thing as last year, or not the same thing, but kind of like, oh my god, fuck Ross Chastain. He's doing X, Y, and Z. You don't need to race him. Like, dude, that guy. He puts a helmet on. It's 6 sizes too small, and he's got the IQ of a fucking walnut. Like,
I mean, in fairness, and not really in fairness, this move sucks. But I mean, what are you gonna do about it? We have 6 races on the calendar, or 7, 8 on the calendar, where drafting is really important and people do it, and it's like part of the game. So, what are you gonna turn around and be like, you can't do it at Vegas?
Yeah.
I don't think you can
do that. No.
In fairness, to an extent, it's not like an OP move. Like when 23-11 did it in the spring, it wasn't like the 45 didn't rocket past the 5. Obviously, the 99 was not able to defend as much because he's saving fuel and old tires and whatever.
But it gets you there.
It did.
It gets you through the bubble.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Heartbreaking for me.
Yeah. Heartbreaking for those of us who wanted to see a championship 4 with, deserving drivers. Yeah. I mean, not unexpected.
I'm not worried about them,
dude. As soon as the
clearly I wasn't worried about them people because I was banking on Daniel Suarez winning the whole fucking race, but
not
the race, the championship.
I mean, as soon as it like evened out and we knew what was going on, the 22 being in second, I was like, there's like a net 0% chance he doesn't win this race. It just had that feeling because it always does. They all feel the same. I swear to God, all of these Joey Logano first race of the round win or first race of the round of 8 wins all feel the same. To me, anyway.
It gets even crazier because when he won this race 2 years ago, he beat Ross Chastain in the closing laps and he took his car. So about literally copy paste.
Yeah. And he never, like, if dude could go out and dominate the race and just blow everyone's doors off,
no, dude,
I would almost accept it more.
He's a mid driver with all the luck. I'm sorry. Joey Logano is not that good. He has the most Final Four appearances of anyone. And he is like C tier talent. Like,
I mean, I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
I don't fuck it. I don't care. Like, I mean, okay. I don't, dude. He would be 15th in fucking points. If it wasn't for us going 75 fucking overtimes at Nashville, he wouldn't have even been in the fucking thing. If it weren't for Alex Bowman being 1,050 pounds too light last week, I mean, fuck, dude, just let him skate through. Fuck it.
I seriously had that thought yesterday. I was like, dude, why couldn't they have turned the cheek the other way this one time and like just not done anything?
Why couldn't
for
Hendrick
this
appeal?
Exact reason?
You know,
they were light.
No. Here's what I heard this on the teardown earlier as to the reasoning why Hendrick didn't appeal. It would be too much strain on the company at this point in the season. I'm sorry. I thought you maybe wanted to win a championship.
That is just the reason they gave.
That's
not the true reason.
I know, but still, I mean,
because they're not going to come out.
Either way, you open yourself up for that.
Sure. I mean, you could argue about the PR or whatever, but
I mean,
they don't want to.
Definitely fell out of his car,
or they just fucked up. Either way, you don't want to say one or both of those things.
Yeah. Either way, Joey Logano's going to the Final Four. I fucking hate that guy.
I mean,
this sucks, dude. He's really gonna fucking win the championship.
Well, okay, so Chuck informed me, and I already knew this, but Chuck informed me that the math says he doesn't win this one.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I'm picking. I'm gonna pick him. I'm gonna pick him, but like the math kind of says he's not gonna win this one.
Maybe right, because he does make the Final Four every even year, but he's only won the championship every other Final Four appearance. So this is, if that trend continues,
that's not even technically true though, because he didn't win 14 or 16.
Right. Well, starting in 18, he's won every other time.
Yeah. So I don't know if we can count that. It's happened twice.
Like, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say that it's a pattern at this point. But
question.
Okay.
If Joey wins the championship, do they do anything to the format?
No.
Okay.
They should.
I mean,
they should, but they don't.
I would love to see a 3-race final round, but I don't know if they can make that switch in one off season.
They switched to this format in one off season.
Well, I mean,
that's true. So
well, hang on. I mean, yeah, but you're also taking a playoff race away from a track and the media and the TV partner that already paid for a playoff race.
Sure, but that puts the cutoff race back at Darlington, and people seem to like that pretty good.
Either way, I don't. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I had to ask that because I remember after 2020, you wanted Joey to win the title because maybe they would have fixed the system, but
I kind of did.
Yeah, but
because at that point, see, the problem is I don't think it will happen here unless, say, Kyle Larson or Christopher Bell don't make the Final Four. Probably, like the reaction to it. I think if like Bell and Larson and I don't know, say Byron or whoever are the other three, I feel like the reaction to it's just gonna kind of be milquetoast. Just, of course, Joey Logano won again. But if one of those two that I mentioned are to miss and then Joey wins, I feel like the reaction will be worse.
Yeah. I don't know.
2020 was obviously the most glaring example because of the whole Harvick thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. You can't believe it.
Why can't anybody I like have that kind of luck?
Just start pulling for Joey Logano, and then he will
No,
suck.
I don't like him.
Even worse than he normally does.
He's like a shit dude. Like he's terrible.
I mean, okay, I wouldn't. I don't agree with that statement, but
I mean, no, he's a decent human being, but like
He literally had
everything.
special needs kids at the track with him yesterday.
I mean, you got a charity. You got to do what you got to do. Like, I don't.
they should have all been hanging off the car at the end.
Okay, so anyway, let's.
This is a joke between Peter and I. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
It's okay. It's not what it sounds like.
Hey, jeez. Okay. Either way, he seems like a decent human being. Every part of him that has to do with competition, he's a shit fucking person, and I hate him. That's a thumbs up from me.
I'm not
Buddy Pulley, and I approve the message that I just delivered to you all.
But I mean, again, I will ask the question for probably the 5th or 6th time since this format started. How long? And again, real quick. Not that the Winston Cup format was absolutely flawed in a lot of ways, but
Seth only thinks the Winston Cup format is flawed, or he only began thinking it was flawed when he realized the points in 1996. And now he's like, oh, how did Jeff win?
The reason it's flawed, is because the only thing it did was punish you for DNFs and a couple bad results. It didn't reward you for winning races. Case in point, 1996. Okay, but anyway, it's flawed. But we overhauled that whole system because a guy gamed it and won one race and not rode around, but that was kind of the look of it for a whole season. We moved on from the chase for the cup format because Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus gamed the system and figured it out. And then we added this in to make the crazy playoffs a little fairer, which to be fair, it did. But it still left us with this stupid one race finish of this round. So, for the love of God, I'm asking you, hang on. How many times does Team Penske get to game this system and run like ass all season long and show up and make the Final Four and win half the time?
It's funny.
Before we fix this.
We changed the system because a guy won one race and gamed the system, and Joey Logano has literally done that, just won one race and then got into the playoffs and is gaming the system. Yeah. So
I don't see, I don't understand how many times this has to happen before we've done this in the past. We have adjusted the system because people are gaming it. And when is it time to do that now? I mean, obviously the time to do it was freaking 5 years ago, the first time it happened, or 6 years ago, I'm sorry, even year. But whenever 2018. Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6.
That was the time to do it. And the last best time to do it was then, and the next best time is now. I don't know. I'm done with it. It's stupid.
Other than that, a bunch of other playoff games. He also needed, well, I guess winning the race negated all of that. But I mean, in order for him to get in that position, he also needed like the entire playoff field minus Christopher Bell to have the worst day ever.
Like, and that's basically what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we'll break that down. Okay. Thank you, Twitter. All right. Joey Logano, it has advanced. We covered that. Fuck him. Christopher Bell is plus 30 or plus 42 after leading 750,000 laps yesterday and losing to Joey Logano. Kyle Larson. We'll talk about that. Let's just talk about. Oh no, we'll go through it. Larson's 35 points up. Byron's plus 27. Hamlin minus 27. Reddick minus 30. Blaney minus 47. And then Elliott minus 53. Christopher Bell. Who wants it? Christopher Bell like should win this championship if Kyle Larson can. Like,
if their performance at Phoenix last year is anything to go by before the obvious, then yeah.
And in March too, he was in his own zip code. Well, all Toyotas were, but Bell on top of that was in his own zip code that day.
Yeah, I just he has proven everything. I think I said in one of our, I think it was the playoff bandwagoners guide. I said Bell, you should not expect, but you should respect because he has. I mean, he's the top dog at Gibbs. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like he is the guy at Gibbs right now. Like Denny Hamlin, yes, is Denny Hamlin, but he's the only Gibbs car to make the Final Four the past 2 years. Like,
Mhm.
and
And
he's
Hamlin's been nowhere since April.
and he's finally this is I mean, the other, couple years he's obviously, won a race and made it into the playoffs and then turned up the wick. This year he's been fast all year long. He's been one of the fastest car. Him, Reddick, Larson have been the three fastest. And I think he's surpassed Reddick in that regard. So, and I think that would be a hell of a battle. Larson and Bell for the title. I mean, two guys that probably don't respect each other more, but probably race the hell at each other the hardest, and also just two of the best out there.
Yeah, I wish it was at a track they were more equal at.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Homestead maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that talk about Bell not being great at Homestead last year, and then he went out and won it. So who
Yeah.
who the hell knows about anything anymore? But
Mhm.
Yeah. Kyle Larson. Oh, I'm sorry. Do y'all want to also talk about Christopher Bell? Peter?
I mean, I have nothing more to add. I'm convinced he will win one of the next 2 weeks. So any concern over him making the Final Four, I think, is zeroed out at this point. But I do think if he makes Phoenix, he will be arguably the man to beat, even ahead of Logano.
Book it.
yeah,
Kyle Larson, he is third plus 35. They forgot to change the tire.
yeah, that was a rough one.
What
That was
the
a
fuck?
that was a 23-11 pit crew moment right there.
It was. I mean, like Kyle said, he makes way more mistakes than they do. It was
Yeah.
bound to happen at some point. I mean, it was an all-time blunder. Like the hang up on the right rear is one thing that happens. Totally forgetting to change the tire. That's something else. But I mean, they've been on it for the entirety of the playoffs so far. So one bad stop is unfortunate, but it happens.
And he still finished 11th, and he's still plus 35. So
Yeah.
really, if there's any team that can afford to stub their toe this massively, it's them.
Yeah, but what happens if they stub their toe and again? And this was I mean, because theoretically, I mean, probably wasn't gonna beat Bell. But do
They
we
did
know
not
that?
have Bell speed,
No.
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 Okay. All right. Well,
But I mean, I
yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they could. We saw what Kyle did last year, but what
Yeah.
Kyle did last year was not in a vacuum. He
Yeah.
was doing what he did because he's already locked in and he basically didn't care.
Well,
I
I'm
mean, he
not
cared
saying
enough.
he's gonna run into the barrels. I'm just saying
Well, I know. I'm just saying
yeah.
I'm using it as context. Kyle could go out and win the next 2 weeks, which is not something I thought I'd say 2 years ago, but Kyle could go out and win the next 2 weeks. It's entirely possible. Um, and he could also finish 35th in both races. That is also entirely possible.
Another guy that could probably win one of either of the next two races and or finish 35th. William Byron. Where the fuck did they come from?
They're doing the old William Byron thing where they're kind of like Joey Logano.
They're kind of like Jimmy
I
and
don't
Chad were back in the day, where they'll just take
Yeah.
the summer off and then come to life once crunch time starts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're more like that. I would call them a hybrid though, because they're never as dominant as Jimmy and Chad were at any point, but they win more
Oh yeah.
certainly
Yeah, it's
than.
just easy to do. Yeah.
Well, that's not
I
certainly not the point I'm making. Um, but they certainly win more than the 22 team does. So
Yeah, they're actually fast. They're a top 15 car.
Joey's a top 15 car.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. They're a top 14 car. William Byron in the 24 team. Excuse me. Excuse the fuck out of me. Like, I take everything back about what I said about Joey Logano. He's a top 15 car. I get my bad. Give him the cup. Fuck it. Give him that.
I didn't choose top 15 as my banker there. You're the one that said that.
William Byron, I mean, he's another one. I think I said this a couple weeks ago. He's been good past, 4 weeks, whatever. But they're still, one, not at winning speed, and two, they've been so far removed from winning races and being in the hunt to win races for so long. It's just hard for me to buy in that they're just going to go to Phoenix and win the race.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I agree too, but over the past 2 years, you've seen consistent speed out of that team at each of the next 3 racetracks. So it's hard pressed for me to not think their floor is at worst like a 4th, 5th, 6th place day. And I think if they just do that the next 2 weeks, they move on.
He finished like 25th at Martinsville last year in the fall.
Yeah, but he was like having carbon monoxide poisoning or some shit, was he not?
Get over it.
Right. He was fighting some illness in the car.
He won in the spring. After starting like 18th at a race no one could pass.
All right, fine. All right, Peter, you get yours back. Denny Hamlin minus 27. Holy shit. They are bad. They are bad right now. I'm like, okay, Denny sold me, man. I don't know why I bought 10 pounds of shit from a 5-pound bag, but like, that didn't make any sense.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Denny's told you crypto and then pulled the rug out.
Yeah.
It's election season and you're listening to Hamlin's campaign trail.
He made me believe that he actually ran 10,000 races and sold me Adderall.
Shit, he's running like he's run 10,000 races like now. Because, when you get that old, you tend to run like shit.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, they're bad. Like, you can't convince me that the charter deal is not taking his everything. Taking his mind from it.
I guarantee you it has something to do with it. Because like we really started to hear about that in May, June. That's when we really started hearing about it. And I mean that lines up pretty much perfectly with when their performance went down.
His last win was Dover in April.
Yep.
I remember. I was there.
I remember
I was
too.
Like, wow, I've seen Danny
you were all
3
there.
times. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we were all there.
Oh yeah, we waved at you from the grandstands.
That's right.
Yeah.
Simpler times when Joey Logano was back where he belonged in the fucking point standings.
Yeah, but we still knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so we've established we've hit peak journalistic analysis of Denny Hamlin is bad. Tyler Reddick, minus 30. He's in 6th. The goddamn flipping at Vegas.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay. If they take grass out at Vegas and put turf down, I'm fine with that. SMI is the one that actually started that. I don't know why they haven't done it.
Because it's expensive, like really expensive.
Yeah. Would it change that anyway? I don't know. I seem to remember, the 17 flip at Charlotte, that didn't really have anything to do with that. I remember Kyle Larson specifically getting a bunch of air at Charlotte one year in the 42 car.
Carl Edwards about flipped.
He hit the drain.
Yeah.
And I think
so Tyler Reddick flipped. So Joe and I, our buddy Joe Donahue, we went to Okanichi Speedway and we got home a little bit after the race started. So we started the race from the beginning. So we were a little bit behind. Well, I'm on my phone, like I was not supposed to do, and I accidentally saw a quick shot of Reddick wrecking with Elliott. That's all I saw. I did not. And so like I see it happen, and then he flips, and I'm like, holy I literally said to Joe when he started wrecking, I go, "Oh yeah, I saw this on Instagram." He goes, "You didn't say anything." I was like, I didn't see that part." What happened is kind of the same thing that happened to Busher. Is he comes down on the wheel that's already broken, and that's what
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
propelled him over. Um, yeah. So, um,
A flaw in the next gen car? Never.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have those.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. That was certainly a blunder to his fucking day.
Yep, and I'm not confident in him at all at Martinsville, so I think Homestead's just about a must-win for the 45.
Yeah, that's what I would call it. Not confident with him at Martinsville is an understatement. I would expect them to run 25th.
I wasn't exactly confident in Christopher Bell at Martinsville 2 years ago.
I don't ever remember Bell just being trash at Martinsville. I didn't remember him for
I
a
seem to
while.
remember a guy being absolute trash at Martinsville. That won recently.
Yeah, but he wasn't trash in the next gen at Martinsville.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, by the way, if anybody didn't
Mhm.
catch that.
Yeah.
He leads about every next-gen stat there.
That's fucking insane.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause he was
Kyle
second in the
Larson.
Hail Melon race. He was second in March, wasn't he? Second or
Yeah.
third. He
Second.
won the one race. So yeah, I think he's the best finish in next gen.
Kyle Larson's the best driver in Martinsville currently.
Okay, I did not. I knew those stats, but I didn't know that ranked him that high. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But anyway,
What?
back to Tyler Reddick.
Never mind.
One baller move driving it back to the pits. I was kind of hoping he wasn't broken, but then I remembered it was Tyler Reddick, and I remembered Darlington, and I was like, okay, good, he's broken.
Oh, I mean, you could see it was broken.
Yeah,
The wheel was like that. You could see.
Yeah.
Well, some
Part of me
legend
wanted to
had
see a Dale Senior 97 Daytona 500 redo, but no.
If he had gotten it going and like ran and he finished the race like that, a race version diecast would have had to have happened.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I saw
unfortunately,
something on Twitter, and it was a Reddick fan, which apparently does exist for whatever reason. They clearly didn't see Darlington last year. Um, they were bitching about like these fucking next gen parts made out of twigs. Reddick could have kept going if we were in the old car.
No.
If Reddick would have flipped in the old car,
You'd have a convertible.
the whole rest of the fucking everything but the suspension would probably be fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So here's your sign.
Yeah.
Reddick fan on Twitter. Either way, yeah, for him to be the regular season champion and to be that far down warms my heart a little bit because obviously we saw the fate Kevin Harvick had in 2020. And I will remind everyone yet again, Tyler Reddick ruined my life at Darlington last year. So it's fitting. He could potentially meet the same fate. That's right, Seth. It is money.
No, I'm playing the world's smallest violin.
Look, man, I've had a rough couple weeks. Okay. All right. Who's next? Ryan Blaney. He's 47 back. Let me tell you what he wouldn't have been if Joey Logano hadn't won. 47 fucking points back.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking goddamn maniac.
I mean, he could definitely win the next 2 weeks. It's entirely possible.
I hope he doesn't, so he can look back at this. And dude, Ryan Blaney does not stand on business in any way, shape, or form. How many times has he just bitched up a storm about his teammates and how everybody's a bad teammate to him? Like, we've all heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Peter's the only one who has a voice here. And you're gonna push the son of a bitch to the win and just bury yourself. I don't know, man. That's
I don't know what else to add to it. It's dumb.
it's
Unless
really,
he's really confident in either Homestead or Martinsville, which Martinsville I could see. Homestead, yeah, he was second there last year, but I mean, I'm not I still think he's like the fourth, fifth, sixth best guy there. So I'm not sure.
I hope he hits the barrels at Homestead, and I hope they Parker Kligerman him at Martinsville, and someone wrecks the shit out of him. Like, that's not even coming from my disdain for Blaney. That's just more or less like, use your fucking head, dude. Like, I don't know.
I get playing teammate, but yeah, when it buries you that much, like you said a minute ago, it's not in your own best interest.
How many points would he have been out had he not done
I
that?
think it was like 28. I could be wrong. I think it was about that.
Joey Logano better send him a fucking edible arrangement and a blowjob. Like, oh my god. I thought it was maybe like 10. Holy shit. Wow.
Wouldn't that make it if he was closer to the cut line and ended up 47 points, wouldn't that have made it worse?
No, I thought he was 10. I thought he gave up 10 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So, okay. All right. Well, all right. So we've established Ryan Blaney's bad. I still hate Tyler Reddick. Or no, Denny Hamlin's bad. I still hate Ryan Tyler. Never mind. We're done. We'll move on. Chase Elliott is 53 points back after wrecking with Tyler Reddick.
He's probably boned, but he could definitely win Martinsville.
Here's the problem. There's too many guys that can win either in the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, I mean, I would argue all 7 left could go out and win either in the next 2 races.
And the one who couldn't is the one who's in.
No, I mean, if Joey wasn't in, I think he could win Martinsville.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in, and
that doesn't fit my narrative.
Run 30th when they win the first race of the round, so he's not going to this time.
Yeah. Yeah, Chase Elliott, I don't know. He hasn't shown me much, and then he did exactly what I thought he would do at Vegas because he's cursed at that track for whatever reason.
Yeah, they were running solid, actually, and that was what I was surprised by. Well, I mean, I guess they had the 5 setup in there, but yeah, and then he wrecked. I was like, oh yeah, it is Chase Elliott at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Pretty
I believe he started 18th and was up to the top 10 in what felt like no time. Felt like he was about a top 5 car.
Yeah, they were 3, 4, 5 there for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was Bowman, Larson, Elliott. Yeah, dude. Alex Bowman, man.
Oh my gosh.
Like, couple things go his way, he could be sitting in the Final Four right now, too. I think he was the only car that had anything for Bell.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like,
Bowman, unfortunately for him, did not have a good enough short run car.
No.
But he did have a really good long run car.
Well, he also had too little weight in the car last week, so.
I'm specifically referring to this week.
Clearly. Okay, so those are your playoff guys.
Yep. Do you guys see what happened to Bowman when he found out about the news?
Yeah, he threw his phone in the pool.
And then his phone called the police. Like, what are the chances of that?
Well, it is Alex Bowman.
Don't iPhones just like always call the police if they hit anything a little too hard?
Well, okay, that's what happened. His phone thought it was in a car crash, and Otto called the police. But there was no service in it, so I guess the call didn't go through.
Oh, it didn't go through? Okay. I'm surprised Buddy's phone didn't call the police when, like, he broke it after Talladega last year.
Like, I mean, it may have. That phone was shot.
Oh,
and it wasn't after Talladega. It was during the last lap of Talladega.
Whatever. It's funnier if I say after Talladega.
No, it makes me look like I'm Ryan Blaney in the middle of a race if you say it was after Talladega.
That's why it's funny.
No. Anyway, other than that, I mean, what else?
I don't know. Yeah. Austin Dillon got sent into Narnia by Daniel Hemrick.
I mean, fuck it. Why not, dude?
Like he hit so hard that shrapnel off the rim went into Kyle Larson's nose. You know how hard you have to hit to break the wheel?
That hard.
Well, yeah. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't know what Austin Dillon, what did he say after it happened?
The most Austin Dillon thing ever. Just got wrecked.
Oh yeah. 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 Wonder where he's
Which
seen that before.
I can think of a couple guys he did that to. It wasn't exact. Well, no, it was pretty much just like that.
Were we all also there that week?
Yeah, we were. We're at every controversial thing, I swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. I mean, pretty much.
We are
except
at
Nashville.
a lot of
Hey, I was at Nashville. I had
Yeah.
to suffer through that.
Okay. Were you at the 2018 Daytona 500?
I was not, no.
Well, we're fucked. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have from Vegas. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Peter, anything interesting happened that we don't know about or that we're missing?
Other than AJ winning on Saturday, I thought that was a bit of a surprise. I really thought after the Roval that team would go winless this year and AJ would not do much of anything in the round of 8, but there goes that narrative.
Shows what you know, Peter. That was mean. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah,
we didn't get to watch that because we were in North Wilkesboro.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, only slightly jealous of that.
You should have
Yeah.
come.
I should have, yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
I mean, it was cold as hell though.
It was very cold. It was very cold. Yeah, AJ Allmendinger. I don't know. Why not? Fuck it. We put Joey in. Why not put AJ in? AJ's a lot more deserving of Joey. So
AJ's a lot more likable than Joey too.
That too. Yeah. AJ is my favorite driver to drive the Shell Pennzoil 22. Why couldn't it have been Joey Logano that could have gotten popped for Adderall instead of AJ Allmendinger?
That's a great question. Now, to be fair, there would be no Joey in the 22 if AJ hadn't got popped for Adderall. Damn it, AJ.
Fuck.
Well, okay, maybe hypothetically it could have still happened because AJ was terrible that season.
You know who we have to blame for this Joey Logano nonsense?
Mark Martin.
Brad Keselowski.
This is true.
Yeah.
Brad's to blame for Blaney and Logano.
I can accept the Blaney thing.
Yeah.
Like he was going to get eyeballs due to being Dave Blaney's son anyway.
And being hot. I don't like the guy, but fuck, he's good looking.
Women want him and men want to be him.
Okay, anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
Vote for Blaney. Your wife, mom, and sister already.
Yeah. Brad Keselowski obviously was the one who scouted him for Penske when Joe was only going to get a part-time Xfinity ride from Gibbs. And because of that, we're here today with Joey Logano being the middest of mid and being a 2-time champion and getting ready to be a third.
So, and Logano's stat line this year may equal his stat line from his last year at Gibbs.
That is, yes. Yeah.
It's that bad.
It's
that bad.
This is his worst year at Penske.
Yesterday was only his 6th top 5 and I think 11th top 10 of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 2012, I believe he had 14 top 10s.
He's not even gonna fucking get there.
Well, okay, he could.
Yeah,
he
dude.
Could. He's not.
Dude, I thought his stats were bad in 22 with 11 top 5s and 17 top 10s. This is something.
Yeah.
What is the worst stat line in a champion's had in this format so far?
It was Blaney last year. Before that, it was Jimmy in 16.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Wow.
About Blaney. And I do remember Jimmy's being bad too, but
incredible. Seth, are you excited to talk about how Joey Logano is only one championship away from Jeff Gordon?
No, I'm not coming on the podcast that weekend. I've got nothing. I'll go ahead and tell you what I'll say then. Congrats, great, woo NASCAR.
Okay.
I got nothing else for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picking him though.
I'm going to go ahead and veto doing a rundown from down under this week. So we're just going to shoehorn it in here because what the fuck is there to talk about? Shane broke a fuel pump in the Xfinity race. Completed like 20 laps, finished dead fucking last.
Something about that 97 car in Vegas.
Shades of the spring. And then he ran fucking 30th in the cup race, which, I mean, wasn't shocking at all.
No.
Completed all the laps, though. Or all the laps. He ran the whole race.
Basically. Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah.
Great looking car, though. That Wendy's car looked amazing.
Oh,
I
love that the
one. Hold on. I love that the one Wendy's car that I got to see was the worst one. It was still a good looking car, but definitely the worst one. He did finish last, yeah.
I have a bone to pick though. So, out of all the things Wendy's could have put on the car, it wasn't the Krabby Patty meal.
Wait, so that's real?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I've had a Krabby Patty.
Like, I don't understand Wendy's. I don't understand.
Well, there may be licensing issues with Nickelodeon.
The SpongeBob SquarePants 400 existed. Nickelodeon's been known to play ball before. Okay,
it's true.
In your defense, they definitely could say no this time. It's entirely possible.
Right.
But if that was the case, then I'd be mad at Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Anyway, that's your rundown from down under. It was not Dick to talk about. He's out of the playoffs too. You guys didn't gather that from last week, and my disappointment there, much like mine this week. Cool. Life sucks. Joey Logano's a prick. Daniel Suarez can't fucking win, except for that time he did.
Those times he did.
Yeah.
Oh, and you lied too. You've seen 2 Wendy's cars this year because Daniel drove one at Daytona.
Okay. Well, I meant Shane Van Gisbergen.
I don't care what you meant. It's about what you said, not what
Okay, cool. Sundress and dumbass.
Sundress. I'm gonna go Justin Haley. They ran like 5th to 7th all day. That was awesome. So go JJ.
I was half tempted to give it to the other one because he's done an okay. Dare I say, I'm not gonna say his name, but dare I say he's done an okay job.
He who shall not be named.
Who shoots? Yeah, that. Dude, I've been having a rough go of it with words lately.
Yeah.
God by Wilkes County. That's what I said on tour. I said president instead of precedent. I said collective instead of calm, cool, and collected.
Okay.
And
we're like going vintage buddy right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All that bullying you did, it hasn't worked at all.
It did, and then you've reverted.
Yeah.
Remember,
I'm tired, dude. It's been a shit week. I don't know if I've said that yet. It's been a shit like 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, however long.
It couldn't have been that bad. We had Joe Donahue in town this weekend. Could not.
That was the only saving grace.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say my sundress.
Yeah, are you gonna go?
Oh, okay. My sundress is going to be I'll give it to Swiderski for actually making a good pit call for once.
Okay.
My sundress will be the other half of that duo. I'll go Suarez. I didn't have much expectations for him the rest of the year, but a solid top 5 is a nice surprise.
Peter, you're about to get a mean right hook. I thought you were going to say Paul Wolf.
Oh, I thought that put lead in your pencil. All right, anyway, dumbass. I'm going to go with all y'all motherfuckers who didn't pick Joey Logano to win this race. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. Dumbass for me is going to be the rear tire changer of the 5 car. for forgetting. Literally, you have to put 2 tires on the fucking car, and you forgot to do one of them.
I had a feeling one of y'all would take the 5 pit crew. I will go the 8 car from Saturday night.
All right, what happened there?
He was slowing down the backstretch with, I think, inside of 10 laps to go. He was being instructed, pull off on the access road back there. He stopped, and magically, once the caution came out, started going again.
Isn't that crazy when that happens?
Yeah, it's wild. I think there should be a penalty against that, like as a concrete rule.
Definitely
There's not? I thought there was.
For stopping on track, and then, I mean,
I thought you got held for like 3 laps or something.
We've gotten away from it quite a bit.
Golly. All right. Yeah, that's dumb.
Okay.
All right, picks. I won last week because I'm smart and I picked Joey Logano. So
I was wondering, I couldn't remember who you picked because I was like, I picked Bell. I bet I won.
Nope. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna bet on Penske to continue gaming the system, and Ryan Blaney is gonna win at Homestead.
Fuck.
Is that who you're gonna pick?
No, not at all.
Don't worry, I've gotten one right all year. That's how predictable that was. I got it right, and I have sucked this year.
Damn, I can't pick Bell again. Fucking Kyle Larson.
I was about to say, it's not that hard.
Wow.
I was about to also say, there's no way you're leaving him on the table.
He's going to win Martinsville.
And Homestead first, probably.
Yeah, he can win both. What's wrong with ending the year on a 3-race win streak?
He's
not winning.
Phoenix. He wins the last race of each round, which means he's gonna win Phoenix, but he's gonna suck the first like 2/3 of the race.
And my pick will be Bell. I think a lot like last year, the disappointment of finishing second in Vegas fuels him to another win.
I love how we just picked the fastest 3 guys from last year.
Well, Denny Hamlin was also in that mix, and his controller cut off.
Yeah, but like, I ain't thinking Denny Hamlin right now.
Yeah. Even if Denny's fast this weekend, I have zero faith in that pit crew.
Yeah.
Yep. So tune in next week after Chase Elliott wins Homestead, and my fucking run of luck continues after Shane Van Gisbergen runs out of gas coming to the start finish line to lose the Xfinity race, and Daniel Suarez flips down the backstretch, hitting a fucking seagull next week. So yeah, this has been the show. Like, will we come back next year if Joey wins the championship? Who fucking knows? Just warning you all. Your favorite podcaster is going to have to find another favorite podcast. Go fuck yourself.